Morning, everybody. All right. So the grades are up. I don't know. Did anybody have a chance to see the grades? All right. So today between 2 and 3, I'll be of course in the office here in the chemistry annex building, and you can drop by, take your scanatron, take the exam, right, and check the answers and stuff like that. Of course, the key will be provided, and then the office can seat probably 7 to 8 people at a time. So that's not a big problem. I'm very claustrophobic. So 7 at a time and so on. Okay. But yeah, you must, as a matter of fact, see that exam at any time for the semester and see what you missed and stuff like that. Overall, I thought it was all right. What do you think? Very nice. What was it? It's not in the fee? No. It's in the B. I think it's in the overall it's in the B or very high C. I'll make sure, so I will be lying to you, but it was a good class. I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I think this is a good sign. It's a very good sign. And I look forward to the second exam. All right, seriously. I don't want you to be intimidated by this stuff. Okay? Because it's stuff that is really blocking people. So as I mentioned at the very beginning, we need to attack it, one class at a time and make sure that we study. It's going to be hard to catch up if you leave it rough for a while. So that's up to you. I'm available. Please take advantage of me because I'm here. So that's the most I can do. Okay. All right. I don't have a quiz for you today, but there was a quiz yesterday. It should be over at Okay. All right. So today is very exciting. Why? Because we are going to wrap the citric acid cycle, which is our hub that gives a lot of stuff, and we are going to move on to the glyoxy cycle. Then we are at this level of metabolism that we really need to know everything, because whatever foundation we're going to lay within those quote-unquote few metabolic pathways will be really what we're going to use later and we're going to lean on heavily, because then we're going to have this big picture, I think. Okay? So it's very important as you are studying every day is to try to look at the big picture first and the purpose of everything and what happens, like that here, the citric acid cycle, for example. Try to look at it first on a very, very high altitude, so to speak, and see what is it doing, right? That glucose that has been oxidized right here outside the screen came and we ended up here with pyruvate, and now we have 3 carbon. We have 3 carbon molecules, or 2 of them. We're talking about one of them. And here are the carbon dioxide. 1, 2, 3. All right? Now, by the way, technically speaking, the first cycle is not the carbons from here, the carbon pyruvate before. But nevertheless, this is how we lose the carbon. And of course, we're getting those 8 electrons. We're getting them in NADH, right? And FAD, H2. Those are the carriers. And we're getting also one energy, one ATP. So GTP is converted to ATP, so that's pretty much the same. All right? And remember, yesterday we talked extensively about this reaction from pyruvate to acetyl coenzyme A. We said that this reaction is not a citric acid cycle reaction. Here's the citric acid. This is actually an outside reaction that processes the pyruvate to acetyl coenzyme A, 2 carbon that will then go through the cycle. Extremely important to me. We talked about it. We talked about the 3 components that it has. We mentioned that we need to be very familiar with the 3 components and what they do. Right? As a matter of fact, this reaction here, the pyruvate dehydrogenase complex reaction, is an irreversible reaction. So what do we know about irreversible reactions? They are point of control of that. And that's exactly what we will see today. Okay? Anyway, so that's the cycle. And now as we talk about cycles also, for a cycle to go, it's going to need at least one molecule of those intermediates. Otherwise, it's not going to go around front. Okay? If we have two molecules of an intermediate, then we can take the other molecule while the cycle keeps going, giving us those energies, right, and electrons, and we can take those and divert it to other places. That is also TCA. All right, so that's the cycle. All right, those are the 8 reactions within the cycle, and we'll talk about the reactions. We'll, of course, going to go through them again, maybe a little bit quicker than yesterday. But the most important thing is the entry of the cycle. It's a cycle, it doesn't matter, but we decided where the entry is as far as the first reaction is concerned, from the acetyl group, acetylchloroxide A, which is derivative of acetic acid, right? And acetylchloroxide A that condenses with oxaloacetate, which is one of the very famous intermediates that we need to be familiar with, since it is linked to gluconeogenesis, right? And that gives us citrate, which is the first intermediate, and the cycle is, of course, named after citrate, or citric acid or tricarboxylic acid, because of its chemistry. Now, one reaction that happens after that, which is the isomerization to isocitrate. But then afterwards, start the actual chopping and extraction of stuff. So from isocitrate to isocitrate, aconitate is the enzyme, isocitrate is the result. Then we get the first hydrogenation reaction, isocitrate dehydrogenase, and that gives us alpha-ketoglutarate. Extremely important, of course, intermediate. Alpha-ketoglutarate, bang, another oxidation step. So two oxidation steps right behind each other, and that will actually get rid of the two carbon dioxides immediately, for the product of carbon dioxide, and we go to succinide guanidinate. So carbon dioxide is done. Now the rest of them is going to be geared towards giving us oxaloacetate. In that process, we will get ATP, and we will get another pair of electrons. And so succinide guanidinate to succinate, and then it will be very helpful if you think of that reactions after succinate as oxidation, hydration, oxidation, and then imagine what happens. Okay? Oxidation, hydration, oxidation. So those are the three components of the enzyme. We'll talk actually more about this enzyme when we talk about control. It's really a fascinating enzyme since it's really almost a system by itself, you know. All right. Of course, the one, pyrophosphate. We mentioned those, of course, in terms of what happens, not to memorize those structures, okay? Because really what happens here is we decarboxylate pyruvate, number one, and then we oxidize the result into acetyl. Then from keto to acetic acid. All right? In the process, we go through the intermediate alcohol, but then the electrons are carried temporarily on lipomine. That's a part of the enzyme, and then those electrons that are carried here from the oxidation process to the acetylguanidinate, those then are given ultimately to an ADH. Ultimately given to an ADH. In between, the messenger will be FAD. Okay, right here. Okay, and that will recycle the same. Okay, now something very interesting, by the way. Arsenide, a very powerful poison, block this particular component of the entire reaction. And hence it's very deadly poison. Because what's going to happen here, you're not going to generate this, regenerate this, right? Just the regeneration process, and then you're not going to be able to process glucose. Okay? So it's amazing stuff, really. All right, and then of course we put this here to kind of keep it that, because today we're going to do the energy calculation. That we're going to do. This is another view, and that's actually from your book, of the pyruvate dehydrogenase complex. Right? You can also, if you want to view it this way, those are the three components, and you have here the TPP, the beginning, and the FAD, and you can see here the enzyme two components with this appendage that is the lipomide, that is simply, you know, swinging here and there. And let me remove this. You try to move it away. All right, so there are so many visual ways to do it. So you just pick up what suits you. All right, so we have the TPP here that takes the ethyl alcohol, and of course, then the ethyl alcohol is transferred. Here you go. Let me remove this from here. It's transferred in the oxidation process to the lipomide, and then, of course, lipomide then gives it to acetyl coenzyme A to make acetyl coenzyme A. Lipomide then swings to the enzyme 3 components where it gets reoxidized, and of course, FAD becomes FADH2, and FADH2 will give it the free NAD. As a matter of fact, this is a feature of this enzyme that FAD is actually linked covalently hardwired in the, usually FAD is not. Few enzymes have this hardwired FAD in them, and in this place that exists. Whatever you want. Okay. Which of the following citric acid cycle intermediate is found at a traditional start and finish? Okay? At traditional start and finish. Which one of those is at the beginning? Here we are. Here we are. All right. What is the first molecule that condenses with acetyl coenzyme? Which one is that? Which one is it? Is it oxaloacetate? Yes, it is oxaloacetate. What is A? What is choice A? Citrate. Citrate is the product of this first reaction. Oxaloacetate is the one that receives that 2-carbon unit as acetyl coenzyme and condenses acetate. Okay? Technically. But it's oxaloacetate. All right. By the way, where does the citric acid cycle take place? Did we mention that? Where does glycolysis happen? Where? Cytoplasm. Gluconeogenesis, where does it happen? Cytoplasm as well. So that's citric acid cycle happens inside the mitochondria. Remember, when pyruvate goes in and converts to cell acetate, we have to get it out if we want to make some glucose. Okay. So citric acid cycle happens where? In the mitochondrial matrix. That's right. Which of the following is considered a product, not an intermediate? Okay? A product. One of the final products of the citric acid cycle. Which one of those is the final product of the citric acid cycle? One of the final products. We have at least 3 or 4 final products of the cycle. One of them is mentioned here. Which one is that? A product. The reason for the existence of the cycle. That's it. E is carbon dioxide. Absolutely. Carbon dioxide is a product. Right? And what else is a product? NADH. NADH will be NAD plus. NADH. What about ATP? Somebody say ATP? GTP. GTP is correct too. That's right. ATP, GTP, because GTP is converted to ATP. So GTP is correct. That's absolutely right. What about FAD, H2? It's one of the reactions, right? That's also a product. This is what we do in the cycle. By the way, the cycle is also ancient, and it wasn't a cycle, and I'm digressing a little bit, it wasn't a cycle at the olden times, back in the not 60s, but back in several billion years ago, as a matter of fact. But then with the advent, with the presence of oxygen, stuff like that, actually, there were reactions that connected. Otherwise, it was 2 halves, right, of that equilibrium. At least that's what we believe. All right, and then that one reaction connected. But there were several other reactions that connected. Yeah, that was the theme of this week. Okay, are we cool so far? Are we cool with the cycle concept? Let's quickly go through the reactions. All right, oxaloacetate condensation with acetyl coenzyme A, that gives us the citrate. is then I summarize to isosaturate. Okay? So far nothing happens. From that point on, things will be happening almost in every reaction. All right? We have two oxidations in two consecutive reactions, and those two reactions that are coming up after the slide are the ones where we lose the carbon dioxide. Both of them are dehydrogenases enzymes. Alpha-ketone dehydrogenase and I'll let you guess. Okay, so this is isosaturated alpha-ketone butyrate, a fluorocarbon molecule. All right, here's our ketone, here's our alcohol, oxidation, organic chemistry, very, very straightforward. And here's our NADH, and here's our first carbon dioxide. This one is alpha-ketone butyrate dehydrogenase complex. That's the second enzyme. Okay, all right, are we cool so far? So that's our second carbon dioxide and our second NADH, and here we have 3 NADH2. Okay, now the next steps are the regeneration, but we will take advantage of the fact that we can make a high energy compound, which we made in the previous reaction, and that's the succinate coenzyme A, and we figured that you will have just a rest here and get ATP, and the reaction is succinate coenzyme A synthetase. Succinate coenzyme A synthetase. Okay, so that reaction is actually reversible. Notice it was named after its own product. So it can synthesize succinate coenzyme A from succinate and coenzyme A. All right, of course, ATP is converted from GTP, and that gives us now this reaction, succinate dehydrogenase. That's one of the reactions that give us FADH2. Okay? Now this reaction is a second reaction. However, this enzyme happens to be right there on the inner membrane of the mitochondria. Okay? So the citric acid cycle happens in the mitochondrial matrix. But this enzyme is also part of the citric acid cycle, but it's actually closer to the membrane. It's attached to the membrane. It has a relation with the membrane. Okay? This enzyme is a very important part as well as the citric acid cycle. It's an important part of that electron transfer chain. Okay? I just want you to keep that in mind as we go into that electron transfer. And there we go. All right? So that's the electron transfer chain. Okay? Basically, it's an electron transfer chain because it's a chain that the electrons will be going through that very narrow path. It's electron tunneling, by the way. It's amazing. Electron tunneling. Are you familiar with electron tunneling? That very futuristic concept. Basically, electrons don't necessarily move. They have this wave pattern or wave function as well as physical function. They can simply vanish and appear. That happens through this tunneling, through the mitochondrial membrane. The electron transfer chain happens mostly in the mitochondrial membrane through electron tunneling. Amazing, amazing thing that happens there. Okay? And so basically we're talking about enzymes, proteins, that are situated at different places, either on the membrane itself or attached to the membrane, and the electrons are evolving, going through that. Okay? Going through that, and as they go through that particular movement, that electron tunneling through those complexes, is providing us with chemical energy. Very powerful chemical energy that will be translated for the rest of the body as ATP. And that's the idea of the electron tunneling there. Okay? It's called electromotive force. Basically, it converts the protons, which are actually part of the equation here, into a force to give us something useful, which is the ATP. And here we will see an example of out-of-the-box thinking, because that was not even conceived back in the